there. Welcome back to another episode of our Be Encouraged Moments. Today is an interesting day. It's summer. Well, I don't know if it's I guess it is officially summer now. And so there are lots of different things happening, and I hope you're having a really good summer and your kids' time off from school and whatnot. So that's just a little side note. Today I want to talk about who God is. God is what? I mean, it made me think, what is God to me? So who is God to you? I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios. Acts 9 tells us a story about Saul before his name was changed to Paul. He went on the road to Damascus. You all know this, most likely. And while he was there, this bright light from heaven came down. He fell to his knees, and then when he stood up, he couldn't see. He was blind. But the Lord spoke to him through that. And what the Lord said was, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And I had to stop with that, thinking, do I persecute the Lord without realizing it? I mean, I'm his daughter. I hope I don't, but it just made me think. I don't want to lose my sight. But he got up and he lost his sight, but it was a time for the Lord to really work within him. God was merciful to Saul. He could have killed him immediately because you've done so many horrible things to the Jews and to God's people. And he could have taken him out right then and there, but he didn't. And because of that, Saul's life became Paul, he had a powerful ministry of telling people about Jesus. And that is pretty amazing. So God was merciful to Paul. There's a book of Esther in the Bible, and Esther, I love Esther.
I do too.
she talk about brave and courageous.
Girl power, man.
Yeah. Back then, you couldn't enter the king's court without permission, especially if you were a woman. Yep. And it didn't matter that Esther was his wife at that time. But there were really some horrible things going on, and the Jews were going to be killed and wiped out from the face of the earth. And she was, her uncle was telling her, this is what you need to do. This is your time. This is what God wants you to do. So she got all dolled up and she opened those big old doors. I just imagine them being these huge doors.
Yeah, me too.
And everybody just stopping in their tracks, just looking at her like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die. But she walked right up to her husband, and because of that, and how the story goes on, read Esther, it's great. The Jews were saved, and God preserved her. But with her bravery and courageous spirit within her, I just love that. But God was with her. He was her Jehovah Shammah, if you will. That's just amazing. God has brought me different attributes of himself over the years. When I lost Brandon, he was my comfort. He was my peace. He was the only person that I had that I felt that was stable, that wasn't going to die, that wasn't going to leave me alone. Other times, God has been my teacher, and I've learned powerful things from the Lord, lessons and different ways that I need to change or to act towards people, that kind of thing. Teacher. Today, I would say God is gracious, patient, and kind because I'm struggling with some things in my life. And we all go through that, I think, at times that we struggle when God wants change. Larissa talked about change last week. We struggle through that. And we don't want to do it. And then I'm just this bratty little daughter. And finally I come around, but he's still patient and kind and loving, never gives up on me. So that's who God is for me today. I want to tell you a cool little thing that I do that actually my husband taught me. When I can't go to sleep, either I ate chocolate late at night or caffeine late at night, and I'm just tossing and turning, I can't go to sleep. He says, well, this is what always works for me. He's like, think of all of the attributes of God, and from A to Z, name an attribute for that letter. And some of the letters are extremely hard. We did this in our devotion a few weeks ago, and there were some letters that were like, don't know. But it makes us think. You know, for instance, A, almighty, amazing, awesome, whatever. You know, there's a lot of the alpha. B, beacon, beautiful.
Bold.
C, bold, just like Esther, bold. C, he's our comforter. He's compassionate. And so on and so forth. And if you don't fall asleep by the end of Z, by the end of the alphabet, then go start over. But you have to think of different words. You can't say the same words. And it never fails. I always fall asleep at least midway through the second set of attributes for God. Not only does it help me go to sleep, but it helps me to see God personally to me. Who is he to me? So that is my question. Who is God to you today? Maybe God is love. Maybe he is your friend that sticks closer than a brother. Or is he your peace or provider? I hope that after you ponder the attributes of God, from your heart you can complete this sentence. God is blank to me right now. And that changes as the seasons of our lives change. That will change, and we'll get to know God in that particular attribute closer. It's a beautiful thing. So be encouraged. Let his wraparound love contain you and all that you are with him, in him today. Be encouraged. Thank you for joining us for our Be Encouraged moments.